Hey everyone, in this video I'll be unboxing the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. So I bought this from apple.com as part of my pre-order deal. This retails for $399. So this just arrived today in the mail. So let's go ahead and unbox in this video. So before we unbox the AirPods Pro, let's just take a look around the AirPods. So on the front we have pictures of the AirPods. On the top, AirPods Pro, Apple logo on this side. On the other side, Apple logo as well. On the back gives you a picture of the AirPods Pro in the case. And it says AirPods Pro 2nd generation with MagSafe charging case. So we got these two pull tabs here, so let's go ahead and pull these tabs. So, designed by Apple in California. Let's see what we get inside here. So, AirPods Pro. Just telling you how to connect your AirPods to your phone, which is very, very easy. And I'll show you in this video. And a whole bunch of information. And here is the AirPods, so let's just lift these up. I'm going to set this to the side. We have this pull tab here to lift up. So first off, we have different size ear tips. So what's new with these AirPods is now they include the extra small ear tips. So previously with the first generation AirPods you only get the small and large. Now this time around you get the extra small included. And I believe the medium sized ear tips are pre-installed on the AirPods. And also in the box included you get a Lightning to USB-C charging cable. And that's all in the box. So let's just take the AirPods out of its plastic sleeve. So taking a look at the new AirPods Pro 2nd generation. As you can see, the design is very, very similar to the first generation until we look underneath. So we now have speakers added to the AirPods. So this is used if you lose your AirPods, you can use the Find My feature and it will make a sound with or without the AirPods. And also something new is a lanyard loop. So you can attach a lanyard loop to the AirPods. But other than that, everything else has remained the same. So we still got the same LED light. The hinge design is very similar and the shape of the AirPods is very similar. So if we look at the back, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. And as you can see, the hinge meets with this middle connection here, or connection points. And we have a pairing button here. So you can connect this to the iPhone manually, or if you have any other Bluetooth devices, you can connect them using this pairing button. So opening up the AirPods, here are the AirPods. And as you can hear that little tone, so right now it is in searching mode. We'll just take these AirPods out. And as you can see, the inside of the AirPods, you can see those two contact pinpoints. So Looks like the inside or the interior of the case has not changed at all. So very similar to the first generation. And there's the top view. So here are the AirPods themselves. So the design is very similar in terms of the shape of it, but there is some subtle differences. So as you can see, for example, the sensor here used to be a bit longer on the old one, but the new one, the sensor is a bit shorter. And the sensor, or this grill piece here, is added to the top. I'm not sure if it's really relocated, but that wasn't there on the first generation. So as you can see with the first generation, they used to have a sensor on the bottom, but now it's not there anymore. I think they've relocated it to somewhere else. And we still have that vent, which is still there. And here's a closer look at the earpiece shell. So basically looks identical. And here is a closer look at the stem piece here. And I'm actually feeling this, but the first generation used to have a matte finish on this little stem piece here, whereas this one now is all glossy, so matching the rest of the design finish. And here is the contact charging point, so that remains unchanged. And here is the left AirPods. Basically looks identical, so I don't see any changes or any differences with this compared to the right earbuds. And I'll just show you putting them inside. So like the first generation, they have magnets, so they kind of fall into place, so you don't have to fiddle around with it. And let's do the magnet test. So just like the first generation, very strong, so they will not fall out at all. So now let's pair the AirPods with the iPhone. So same thing as the first generation, all you have to do is just open up the case. So right now it is in searching mode. As you can see, the light is blinking and you heard that sound. And the iPhone detected the AirPods Pro, so we're going to hit connect. And there you go, it's connected. The tone kind of reminds me of the Nintendo Switch when you connect the Joy-Cons to the Switch. Anyways, so it gives you a little guide on how to use the AirPods. Pretty sure we all know how to do that, so we'll just exit out of that. And if you go into your settings, as you can see, the AirPods Pro setting is here. So it gives you the battery percentage of both the AirPods and the case. So now we'll just do a little quick walkthrough of the software on the AirPods Pro second generation. I've put this in light mode so you guys can see it a bit more easily. So same thing, we have our noise control. So similar, we've got noise cancellation, off, and transparency mode. We scroll down, we can press and hold the AirPods. So the left control, you can cycle through all these noise controls for the, if you press and hold the left earbuds. Same thing for the right, or you can change it to asking Siri. We've got test if tip fit. That's a really handy tool to get the best sound quality. Adaptive transparency, so it says when adaptive transparency is enabled and you're wearing both AirPod Pro, loud sounds you are exposed to will automatically be reduced. Automatic ear detection, you've got connected to this iPhone, so automatically or when last connected to this phone. Personalized spatial audio, so it looks like it already has set up for me since I already had the AirPods first generation, so it looks like it's transitioned the same setting to the new ones. Microphone settings, so you can have it left, right, or automatically switch AirPods. Enable charging sounds, obviously keep that on. Optimize battery settings, and show in Find My, so if you lose your AirPods you can use the Find My feature, and accessibility setting as well. So now I'm just going to quickly talk about the new features with the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. So now it features the new H2 headphone chip and the U1 chip in MagSafe charging case. So basically that means now that you can enable Find My for basically just the case. So if the AirPods Pro aren't inside the case, you can still use the Find My feature just to locate the case itself. There's a new feature called Adaptive Transparency, which you saw in the settings. Basically, the H2 chip allows for on-device processing that reduces loud environmental sounds like siren, construction work, or loudspeakers at a concert without silencing noise entirely. So that's one of the new features. Another new feature is active noise cancellation. So the H2 chip in the AirPods Pro 2 cancels twice as much noise compared to the original AirPods Pro. We also have personalized spatial audio, but the AirPods Pro 1 already has that. Also included was the extra small ear tips, which you saw in the unboxing. In terms of battery life, the AirPods Pro 2nd generation has improved battery life over the first generation. So it now has up to 6 hours of listening time on one charge. So that's an improvement compared to 4.5 hours on the first generation. And it also has up to 30 hours of listening time with charging case. So that's the improvement compared to only, I think, 24 to 26 hours on the first generation AirPods. Another new feature is the swipe up or swipe down on stem to adjust volume. So let's test out that feature right now. Alright, so right now I have some songs playing on. So if I use the swipe feature, so as you can see, the volume is lowering as I'm swiping down, and if I swipe up, the volume is getting louder. So that's the swipe feature on the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. So in terms of the charging case, the new features is it's sweat and water resistant. Also we have the lanyard feature, so you can attach a lanyard loop to it. We have also got the speakers, so it can make a sound when trying to find a case, like I've mentioned. And also the charging case works with the magnetic Apple Watch charger. So let's test that feature out. So right here I've got an Apple Watch charger. Let's lay the AirPods in it. As you can hear that tone, and you can see the red LED indicator. So that's telling me that the AirPods Pro are currently charging. So now let's talk about how do they sound. Well, basically from what I've listened to, I've done a little bit of testing, mainly with R&B songs, and I've got to say it is a little bit better. I feel like the biggest improvement in terms of the sound is it has a bit more bass. And if you're a person who really likes bass, then these AirPods are definitely for you. Usually with the first one, there was a bit of bass, but it wasn't as punchy or as bassy as I would have liked it. With the second one, it is bassy, but it's not quite there yet. But it is a lot more bassier than the first generation AirPods. But overall, the sound quality and clarity of the AirPods Pro 2nd generation, I'm not disappointed at all. You know, it's very clear, and overall they are fantastic to listen to on these AirPods. So we're just quickly going to compare the AirPods 2nd generation versus the first generation. Now I just want you to quickly have a guess which one is the 2nd generation and which one's the first generation. Well, if you chosen the second generation AirPods on the left hand side, you are correct. So this is the first generation AirPods. So let's just quickly take a look. As you can see, the design is very similar. The only difference is now the second generation has speaker holes. So we've got our speaker holes right here. The first generation does not have speaker holes. And also if you look on the side, we have a lanyard loop. The first generation does not have a lanyard loop. But other than that, the dimensions, the buttons on the back basically look identical. Nothing's really changed. Maybe this says assembled in Vietnam. This one says assembled in China. I mean, if you really want to look for that, but yeah, nothing's really changed. And if we open the AirPods themselves, there is a slight differences with the earbuds, but we'll get back to that in a sec. But the inside of the case basically looks identical. Let's just take these AirPods out so you can see the inside of the chargers. But yeah, I literally do not see any difference. So yeah, both chargers look identical. Now I'm kind of curious, let's test if the AirPods, the original AirPods, fit in the second generation. They actually do, but as you heard, you get that little tone right there. So, and also the LED is flashing red, which is telling me that I've got the wrong AirPods inside this charging case. As you can hear that. You hear that tone? So it's telling me this is the wrong AirPods inside this case. Alright, let's try the second generation inside the first generation case. Let's see what happens. So it's actually green. Interesting. And oh, now it's red. Not sure what that means. Or maybe the AirPods are charging. But yeah, I think they looks like they're charging inside the case. So we can close that. Let's try this one. And I think they're charging as well. So it does work. You just get that tone telling you that these are the wrong AirPods. And we're just going to quickly compare the AirPods second generation with the AirPods first generation earbuds themselves. So as you can see, the main differences is the sensors is a lot smaller in the second generation. As you can see right there, the first generation, the sensor is a bit longer. And if you look at the top, there's no sensor on the first generation, but on the second generation there is a, well, it looks like a grill piece. I wouldn't say a sensor, but a grill piece, as you can see. And if we turn these around, second generation on the left, yeah, this vent piece looks very similar. No difference in size at all. And if we look at the earpiece gel, don't see any differences at all. If we look at the stem piece here, yeah, so like I previously mentioned, the actual stem piece here, this one on the second generation, it has that white glossy finish, whereas on the first generation it has that matte finish to it. So you can see reflecting in the light, it has a glossy finish. The first generation has a matte finish. And looking at the chargers itself, looks basically identical. So yeah, looks like they've relocated the sensor somewhere else, because on the first generation it's actually on the bottom, but on the second generation it's not there. So it looks like they've relocated to a different area. So that's it for this video. That's just a unboxing and first quick look at the new AirPods Pro 2nd generation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.